Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Duwa and I will be pitching SANOFI. SANOFI is a major pharmaceutical company located in Paris, France that was founded in 1973. It currently has three main segments: pharmaceuticals, which make up around 71% of revenue in 2020, vaccines, which make up about 17%, and consumer healthcare, which makes up the remaining 12%. It was founded in 1973 and is currently located in Paris, France, and is one of the top 5 largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. SANOFI is a leading pharmaceutical company that has a far-reaching global distribution network. Currently, about 37% of the company's revenue is from the U.S., with China, France, Canada, and Australia each contributing about 7% each. As of fiscal year 2020, the company has totaled $36 billion in revenue and will continue to grow on this. Recently, SANOFI launched a new business initiative titled Play to Win to improve operating margins and making the company more profitable. SANOFI has also been active in the merger and acquisition market, with a sale of a current affiliate in the past year and acquisitions of Synthrox, Principa Biopharma, and Kymab, the latter of which is a SPAC with $280 million in Series C funding, purchased for $1.1 billion by SANOFI with cash on hand to obtain the rights to KY1005, a human monoclonal antibody to treat immune disorders. Additionally, SANOFI has entered into multiple contracts to manufacture a portion of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine to increase global distribution. They will continue this manufacturing function into the future by partnering with Gavi, an organization designed to safeguard vaccines for equitable distribution. Finally, SANOFI has announced the addition of an active pharmaceutical ingredient spin-off company that will provide pharmaceutical ingredients to European firms, thereby removing the problematic reliance on Asian-based facilities that caused massive problems in distribution and supply of basic medical products in late 2019 and all of 2020. Because of these reasons discussed earlier, it is recommended that SANOFI be added to the AIM International Fund with a price target of $109.32, representing a 9.78% upside. Currently, SANOFI has a very strong dividend yielding 3.86%. SANOFI has entered into contracts with the United States and Canadian governments, as well as Gavi, who oversees the COVAX facility, to produce over 400 million doses of the COVID vaccine for Pfizer that is currently being distributed. This contract was signed with the competing British pharmaceutical company GlaxoSmithKline for a deal worth $2.1 billion and has an option to produce an additional 500 million more vaccines for the U.S. In this production, SANOFI is providing their novel spike protein antigen that is vital to making the vaccine effective and shipping it to GlaxoSmithKline to be finalized. Because SANOFI is providing their own novel ingredients, they have the rights to a majority of the revenues for this project. The mRNA vaccine market is expected to grow from a valuation of around $11 billion today to $23.14 billion by 2027, representing a CAGR of 11.5%. This will provide steady top-line growth for SANOFI, as they will not only continue to produce this COVID vaccine, as they will also develop other mRNA vaccines to treat other diseases previously seen as non-treatable. As previously discussed, SANOFI has been very active in the merger and acquisition market recently, and in February of 2020, they announced the acquisition of Synthrox for $68 per share in cash, representing an aggregate equity value of $2.5 billion with a premium of 172%. And this acquisition was to obtain the sole right of the drug Thor 707. This drug was used to prolong and improve the lives of patients with late-stage cancer and autoimmune disorders, and SANOFI will use this acquisition to build out their emerging oncology and immunology sectors and will offer a novel variant of the IL-2 drug, which is used by other pharmaceutical companies like Fate to treat solid tumor growths as an agent in combination with immune checkpoint inhibitors. This is expected to become one of the best in its class of IL-2 drugs and could even overtake the entire market itself. Synthrox incurred a net loss of $56 million in fiscal year 2018. However, over the past 5 years, they have averaged $15 million in revenue per year. And becoming part of the SANOFI family, it will not increase SANOFI's cost structure, but will bring in extra revenue and will go out to SANOFI's entire distribution market. The autoimmune disorder treatment industry is expected to grow at a CAGR of 8.9% through fiscal year 2030, representing a growth of $4.2 billion, which again will help expand SANOFI's top-line revenue growth. February of 2020 was a very active month for SANOFI as they unveiled the creation of an active pharmaceutical ingredient company under their brand name. APIs, for short, are typically marketed to third-party companies that do not have the massive production facilities needed to create ingredients for basic doctor's office and hospital products. This venture is expected to greatly increase the production and supply capacity in Europe and is expected to become the second largest API globally. This move is designed to address the shortage in medicine in Europe throughout 2020 that was caused by Asian manufacturing facilities being shut down due to COVID-19, and will have an extremely large addressable market. This company is expecting $1 billion in sales alone in fiscal year 2022, bringing in around $90 million extra revenue to the net income based on conservative estimates with little to no additional costs. Currently, SANOFI has agreed to take on the manufacturer's debt in exchange for 30% interest in the company and the use of their production facilities. The API market is currently valued at $187 billion and is expected to grow at a CAGR of 6.6% through fiscal year 2028. To reach an intrinsic value for SANOFI, a 5-year DCF model was created. Using a terminal growth rate of 1.5% and a WACC of 5.28%, an intrinsic value of $155.49 per share was reached. A sensitivity analysis of the terminal growth rate and WACC of plus or minus 50 basis points ranged from $220.06 per share to $117.88 per share. Additionally, a 5-year dividend discount model was constructed, using a dividend growth rate of 1.59% and an equity risk premium of 5.66%. A value of $95.24 was reached. Finally, a forward PE multiple valuation was calculated by using a weighted average peer multiple of 13.79 times, resulting in a relative value of $98.64. By weighting these models 20, 40, 40 respectively, a price target of $109.32 was reached, representing a 9.78% upside. SANOFI currently pays a healthy dividend yielding 3.86%. Current risks for SANOFI include litigation and lawsuits. Recently, there have been allegations of defective products that may be causing birth defects from an anti-epileptic drug, Depakine. SANOFI had provisions for legal charges of $187 million in fiscal year 2020, and an indeterminate amount are expected in the future. With the acquisition of the Chimax SPAC, SANOFI has entered into the gene therapy market, which has major risks associated with it, including but not limited to long-term negative effects, dangerous procedures, medical liability, etc. These could hurt the image of SANOFI and cause problems for revenues. Additionally, gene therapy is not legal in all major countries currently, so this project could become stalled out. SANOFI currently has $22 billion in debt that expires within the next 5 years. If paid out currently, new debt would have to be issued, or an affiliate would need to be sold due to the aggressive spending of cash in mergers and acquisitions recently. SANOFI has a very strong management team that has a broad network of experience in either the pharmaceutical industry or related industries, starting with the CEO, Paul Hudson. He has 25 plus years of industry experience and joined SANOFI in September 2019. He previously held executive and basic roles at Novartis, AstraZeneca, and others, including some Japanese pharmaceutical companies, and actually began his career working in sales for GlaxoSmithKline, a very competitive and familiar firm to SANOFI. The CFO is Jean-Baptiste Chasseloup de Chantalon, and he was appointed in 2018. Formerly, he was CEO and board member of the PSA Group from 2012 to 2016. The Chief Digital Officer, Arnaud Robert, holds an engineering degree and PhD in computer science from the Swiss Institute of Technology, which is one of the premier European technology colleges, and he was appointed in June of 2020. The Chief People Officer, Natalie Bickford, was appointed in August of 2020 and holds a degree in international politics, and she was awarded HR Diversity Chairperson of the Year in 2019 for Europe, signaling SANOFI's commitment to diversity and promoting different people. SANOFI has been historically a very strong but sleepy company, but with the inorganic and organic growth from acquisitions and new contracts to produce new styles of vaccines, they have positioned themselves for stable and riskier growth that has very good upside with very little downside. And if nothing else, they pay a very healthy dividend that returns the current value of the share. Therefore, it is recommended that it should be added to the AIM International Fund. Thank you for your time.